Today, I'm coming to you as a group of high-level manifestors, since projecting a new age and then realizing it will take a sizable collective effort. Now, to become a skilled manifester, the first basic tenet one must grasp is that reality is utterly fluid and not fixed in any way. This means it can be molded or formed according to the principles of manifestation. You see, were it fixed, no change would be possible. Yet if it is fluid, it is in a state of constant flux. What's more, the mind is continually exchanging information and energy with physical reality. Indeed, thoughts are high-frequency creative energies or impulses. And where one's attention is placed, energy follows. These creative impulses are driven by karma and are continually creating the reality one experiences. You see, all those thoughts and the energetic intentions behind them are busily trying to shape one's reality so that it conforms to his or her own beliefs and intentions. As soon as a projection occurs in the mind, its vibration is broadcast. However, it doesn't really go anywhere. That projected thought is instead immediately received by the same mind that generated it. Once received, the mind then reacts to that vibration or that, we'll say, vibrating notion as if it were true. Of course, the reaction is generated because the person has some kind of emotional content regarding what is being thought or perceived. Yet, those reactions follow so quickly on the heels of a thought that it is often impossible to separate the two events. Indeed, the combined energy of these paired thought and emotions is the driving force behind the creation in one's life. You see, thoughts are continually trying to manifest something into physical reality. Indeed, they are causative forces seeking creative release into the experiential reality that one projects. Well, this means that whether a person experiences having something or not having that something, the experience itself is the result of the person's thoughts, beliefs, and resulting projections. Now, holding all this in mind, let's move into the vaster picture. The universe is much more than merely a collection of tens of billions of amazing celestial bodies and clusters of bodies. Indeed, it is a living, evolving, accounting system of sorts. It functions not only at a cosmic level, but at a personal level as well. And this is because, as you have heard me say so many times, you are in the universe and the universe is in you. You see, the universe is an energetic powerhouse that not only creates through all those stars and their systems, it also draws forth creation through you, almost with every breath you take. Quite literally, every thought your mind generates impresses itself upon the system. And the system reflects back those same thoughts as pure causative energy filled with possibilities for manifestation. Thus, like it or not, one is continually creating his or her reality by the thoughts and feelings that occupy the mind. So you see, if people are to change their reality, they must first change the field in which the mind creates. Indeed, becoming a high-level manifester requires one to learn how to communicate effectively or vibrate with the field of energy that contains the universe. Now, some of you probably recall from a workshop I did several years ago now that I coined the phrase fabric of essence to refer specifically to the field of energy that contains the universe. It is aware and attempting to communicate at all times. Yet very few people even know about this field, let alone try to communicate with it. One exception to that statement is people who seem to be gifted at manifesting. They do participate with the fabric of essence, whether or not they are consciously understanding what they are doing. As it turns out, spiritual aspirants are not the only ones who have sought out this creatively potent energy field. For thousands of years, philosophers and scientists searched for a unifying field that contained, supported, and accounted for physical reality. The ancient Greeks presupposed the presence of ether, although they could neither see it nor test for it. These early scientists were sure that something had to be out there to fill all the space. Otherwise, there would be no medium to conduct energy, such as heat and sound. In fact, there was no way to test for this ether until much later. Well, with better instruments, a unified field was confirmed. But for other scientists, these results were pretty radical. For literally hundreds of years, scientists were, well, here in the West at least, believed that material things existed as they objectively appeared, that is, separate from each other. Yet in the experiments of 1967, it was revealed quite clearly that literally everything is connected and unified by a remarkable field of energy that had never previously been detected. Of course, ancient spiritual traditions have for millennia acknowledged this unifying field of energy. Indeed, the diamond net of Indra from the ancient Hindu tradition is one such example. This net is the very phenomenon that I call the fabric of essence. It is a field of energy that contains, connects, and reflects everything that happens in the phenomenal realm. It not only contains everything, it is also within everything, from the smallest particles in atoms to distant galaxies and everything in between. To be sure, this fabric of essence is the medium through and by which everything emerges and functions. It permeates all that is, as well as the space in between. For our purposes, suffice it to say that the fabric of essence is the unified field of energy in which everything exists and evolves. You could say it is the stuff of which everything is made and with which everything communicates. Said another way, the universe is a hologram, which, if we accept this definition, suggests that it is a projection or perhaps reflection of something even more real happening at a deeper level of creation than can now be observed. Of course, if this is true for the universe, it must also be true for planet Earth. Hidden at this point in evolution, perhaps, maybe the discovery of that deeper reality will be found in the journey's next step. Well, only recently have scientists been able to capture images of a phenomenon they are calling the cosmic web. It is a vast network of filamentary structures that took much patience and some huge telescopes to see and digitally capture. Well, perhaps modern science has taken us right back to Indra's net. Well, as should be obvious now, the universe is continually changing. Indeed, it is exceedingly fluid, and its evolutionary changes take place on an exceedingly vast level, occurring over huge expanses of time. So, why might the universe be perpetually changing? Well, it really cannot be any other way because the cosmos is still being created. Now, in the process of creation, movement always flows from the unseen to the seen. This is the pattern for all manifestation in the universe, which means it is also true for the manifestation of any condition in your personal life. For example, relationships take form from all manner of formless causes and conditions. So do your mental states and even the phases of your life. Thus, we can be pretty sure that the manifestation of a new earthly paradigm is already in progress. While as yet unseen, you can be sure that the thought projections of humanity today are already being bounced off that fabric of essence and reflected back to human consciousness for editing. That is, to make needed additions or corrections in the vibratory pattern that will ultimately manifest. You see, the fabric of essence is like a cosmic projector screen. It is a neutral surface available for the projection of collective experiences, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It functions identically in the creation of one's personal reality as well. However, in a personal scenario, it is more like the projection screen is shaped like a tube that surrounds a person, since one's thoughts and feelings travel omnidirectionally and not in only one line. Well, on this tube-like reflector screen, the mind projects its thoughts, feelings, or beliefs. And we've already noted how the mind perceives the reflection of its own projections and takes them to be true or real. Yet, somewhere in the flow of all those projections, the distinction between creator and projected creation disappears. Human experiencing, you see, is both the screen and the image or images projected upon it. Yet, because most folks have not seen through the illusion of appearances, the perception of those projections seems very real. The mind projects its thoughts and inner musings on an unseen screen. And when those thoughts, feelings, and beliefs or mental fixations are reflected back to the mind, it mistakes the reflection for reality. Now, to the fabric of essence, all these projections arise as disturbances in its field, somewhat like wrinkles in a cloth fabric. Indeed, from both spiritual and quantum perspectives, all arising phenomena are disturbances in the smooth, energetically aware fabric of essence. So you see, creating a new planetary paradigm can only come about as a new disturbance in the field of essence. To truly grasp what is going on here, one must recognize that the fabric of essence not only connects everything in the universe, it is also what is being connected. Are you with me? Well, let me see if I can make this description a bit more approachable for you. Close your eyes for a moment and let's do a little internal creating. Imagine a very large bolt of cloth fabric, just as you would see in a fabric store. In your mind's eye, notice that this fabric is very finely woven. It is made of the tiniest threads imaginable. Indeed, it is so finely woven that when pulled out from the bolt, it is actually transparent. Notice also that this cloth is very thin, so thin, in fact, that the slightest vibration in the air moves it, creating folds and wrinkles in its texture. Now, see the cloth magically loosening itself from the bolt and vastly expanding. See it spreading out into the universe, filling all the space in the universe. Notice that every so often there are wrinkles in this fabric as it stretches into both visible and invisible realms. Notice that it connects everything in the cosmos. Now, in this cosmic fabric, Earth appears as a wrinkle or disturbance in its smooth, flowing texture. Of course, a planet might appear as a small clump of fabric. You'll see within that clump other smaller wrinkles, a continent, a mountain range, a river, a tree, an elephant, a tiny spider. All these are just ripples in the field. Now, zoom out so that you can see larger clumps that are entire galaxies or even groups of galaxies. Forming rings around these galactic clumps are wrinkles that carry the history of each. Perhaps they appear as little trails of light streaming from a galactic clump or clusters of clumps. Well, try to let in just how vast this system is. Even if you journey across the universe for 10 billion light years, you will have seen only a fragment of it. Let the immeasurable expanse of this amazing cosmos permeate your entire field of beingness. Let the ineffable vastness of it all be deeply etched in your creative awareness, becoming your new way of seeing and knowing. Remember, you are in the universe, and the universe is in you. Now let yourself take a few grounding breaths and begin gently returning to your normal state of awareness. Gather up all the parts of your focus that want to remain floating somewhere out in the cosmos. If you need to pinch yourself a bit, please do so. And let yourself reflect a bit on how that inner experience affected you. Did it open or stretch your apprehending capacities? Perhaps you notice that the universe is not whom you may have thought it to be. Well, today, you and many others are tasked with the great opportunity of co-creating the Aquarian age. Now, make no mistake, it will not be given to you ready-made. The responsibility for manifesting this new age is strictly up to humans, which is why it is so important for all of you to get focused and get going on the manifestation project. Now, given the current chaotic state of affairs on the planet, this task must surely seem utterly daunting. Yet, irrespective of how formidable the prospects may appear, you are still being called to apply your highest manifesting skills. So the first step is to manifest a new age inwardly and then move it into your outer reality. Going in the other direction simply will not work. Indeed, you are being called to be the new age right now. Align with the fabric of essence and visualize purposefully the version of the future you want to realize.